I'm gonna tell you, it's amazing the price difference in things. I went to our Tractor Supply and bought the other 3 bags of insulators. They were $5.99. I went to a different Tractor Supply in a different area and they were $6.99. So go figure. I don't know how that works. I guess they figure people in different areas have more money or something, and people in other areas are poor. I guess we poor around here, y'all. I don't know. None of that stuff makes any sense to me. Good morning, everyone. We are back up here at our upper garden where the potato patch is, where we started putting this electric fence down. And this is the last pole that we drove in. The pole driver's still sitting on top of it. And I promised y'all I'll bring y'all along and show y'all how to snap the T-post insulators on. And I'm not going to show y'all all of them. I'm just going to show y'all a couple of them. And then I'm going to go ahead and get those on, and then we'll start stretching the wire. We need to get this up because, like I say, it's 81 degrees, and the potatoes, they know what to do. They are going to start growing soon, and the deer will come in here and munch them down in the ground. So let's go ahead and get some of these T-post clips on and get the day going. Trying to get y'all up here where y'all can see. So you can see the way the shape of the T-post clips. So what you're gonna do is I'm gonna use it on the top rung up there. I think I'll just use that one. So you take it and snap it. Get y'all around here so y'all can see. You take it, you see the shape of it. Everything's backwards in the phone, y'all. You take it and snap it on there. And then you snap that back. So that insulator is on there now. Just for those who don't know. Most do. This is something I do. I'm sure they make some kind of nifty gadget that you can tote your roll of wire with. But this is what I do. It's a piece of old chain that came off of a hammock. And I can just stick it through and it spins. So that's all I needed to do to be able to walk down. So we are at the end of the fence right now. And I'm hoping I've got enough wire. I am hoping and praying I got enough wire. So I am going to start at the bottom and work my way to the top. Just in case we run out. I always like to leave a little bit of extra wire. Just in case I need to come and tie into it or something like that. Couldn't tell if y'all could see me, the sun's in my eyes. I like to take my wire and pull it tight. Stick it like that right there. In there, pull it tight and wrap it one time. That probably ain't the correct way to do it. You're probably not supposed to wrap it because it does weaken it a little bit, but I like to make sure each ruin's gonna be nice and tight. Oh, and I looked yesterday when I went to Tractor Supply. This roll of galvanized wire is now $69. So not $59 like I said in the previous video. It's $69. So everything's going up. And I did manage to snag some flagging tape. So I told y'all I'd show y'all that. So I'm gonna put that on there. So that'll keep the deer from running into it because they probably have a hard time seeing this wire. Y'all, I'm dripping sweat. I mean, I am dripping sweat. It's probably around 82, 83, 84 now. That was about an hour ago that it was 81. Only South Carolina. All right, we're down here at the corner. I just cut y'all off because there ain't no sense in dragging you along for every post. We're gonna see if a regular insulator will work. I might have to use a 2-inch offset, or if I need to, I got some 4-inch offset. So we'll find out which one will work. Hopefully I can just get by with the 1.25. So we'll find out how it's gonna do on the pole. Looks like it's gonna work good. Yeah, that looks like it's gonna work really good. Yep, that's good. I can stick my finger in between it, so that's good. That won't short out. There is something else you can do too to help keep the deer away. You can just go get some wooden stakes, and on the outside of your electric fence, about like a foot, about 2 foot, something like that away, you can drive some stakes in the ground about this high, and you can take masonry wire, not twine, excuse me, masonry string. You can buy it in the colorful rolls like orange, yellow, blue, green, whatever color you want, white. And if you come out on the outside of your fence and put that masonry string, the deer won't be able to judge how to jump over your fence. It's like a 3-dimensional configuration set up there, and the deer will come to it and they won't jump over your fence. So you can actually come out about 2 foot and just run a piece of string, and they won't be able to judge how high they need to jump, so they'll just kind of stay away and leave your garden alone. Hopefully, that's the theory of it anyway. Almost got one way. We're about halfway. All right, let me go ahead and cut this off, and I'll put y'all back on when I come back around. Then I gotta go back around 3 more times. I tell y'all, I ain't holding much hope on this roll of wire, but if I can at least get 3 rows of wire up, I'll at least be happy. At least 3. All right, y'all, we made it down. We're gonna make the 3rd lap going back. I ain't gonna hold my breath that we're gonna make it. I hope we do. At least get 3 strands up. I do have some of the cheaper aluminum wire if I have to come back on the top. And I know a lot of people's probably gonna say, well, you know, you can buy tensioners and stuff like that for the wire. I know that. But y'all, that'd have been another about $26 to buy 4 tensioners. This has always worked for me. I've never had a problem with it. Just wrapping it around the insulator, keeping on going. Pull it tight, wrap it around the insulator, keep going. So like I say, we already got about $300 in a fence just to go around the dark garden just to keep the deer out. I don't see no point in my mind sinking more money in it by spending $26 more on 3 tensioners. So this wire's plenty tight enough. It's gonna do what it needs to do. It's gonna shock the deer and hopefully keep them out the garden. It don't matter if I do it all fancy and put some angle posts in here to pull these T-posts over and keep it all tight, or whatever you do. But I do know that roll of wire is a 1/4 mile, and I'm not certain if we're gonna make it back. Y'all can see me sweating. I'm already wringing wet out here in this heat. Like I say, it's gotta be around probably about 84, 85 now. it's just, is what it is. So let me go ahead and get this top row, this middle, third row done, and hopefully we got enough to do that. So hopefully, because I really don't want to end the wire and put half a piece of aluminum in it. I want to just go ahead and get at least one more run out of this galvanized wire. So let's see if we can make it, y'all. Like I say, I ain't gonna hold my breath on it too much. It's about done for, so cross your finger. I bet I couldn't do this again if my life depended on it. You know that the hook that was holding the chain together? It snapped itself while I was rolling the wire. It somehow snapped itself in one of those things, and now the wire will not turn because the hook. So I'm actually gonna have to cut the little piece of metal, which is not going to be good for turning the wire anymore. Hopefully I got it. I had to cut that one right there. So hopefully it'll still turn enough for me to finish this. We're almost at the end for the third wrap. Almost. There ain't much wire left on that. Let's head for it. All right, we made it to the end. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use it up until it runs out. I'm not thinking, I probably won't make it to the end of the garden because y'all, it's getting light. So I just want to go ahead and use it up, and then I might just buy a small roll of galvanized wire that won't be $69 to finish it up. So let me go ahead and get that, and then I'll show y'all putting the caution tape on. Well, that last little bit ain't wanting to ride on the chain very good, so I took the chain off. Y'all, that gave me a cool necklace. So I'll be like Mr. T or something like that. So I just don't want to lose it out here. I'll set it down, y'all, to get dirt kicked on it to be gone. So put it around my neck so I won't lose it until I get back to the gator there. All right, let me go ahead and finish this up. We made it 4 strands all the way back down to the very corner down there on the left side. So all we got to do is make one run back up. I'm going to go see if I can find, I think I have a piece of a roll of the galvanized wire around here. But y'all, let me tell you, me and this roll of wire became very good enemies very quick. And it's something I done and didn't even think about till I made the first, as soon as I got off camera with y'all. And remember when I cut this thing right here to be able to get the chain out of it? Well, y'all see the side of my finger right there. As soon as I put my fingers in that thing, I didn't even think about it. And that thing turned over. It slipped my finger wide open. So we became very good enemies, and I had to sit here and unwind this thing like this all the way from here all the way around. And y'all can imagine, anybody that's ever put up any fence, you can imagine how much fun that was to sit there and hold the wire like this and sit there and back up all the way around. So let me go see if I can find that roll of wire, and then we can go ahead and get the flagging tape on it and go ahead and start hooking the electric fence up. We are doing with this except for a gate. And y'all, I can honestly just put 2 or 3 T-posts up and put a piece of cattle panel, which is probably what I'll do, because we'll be able to move it really quick and just drive the tractor in here and do what we need. We're only going to open it up a couple times a year just to bring in some mulch or plow or till or whatever we're going to do. So there ain't no sense in me go spending $200 and something on a gate or anything like that. Just a piece of cattle panel put across, and the deer ain't gonna go in there. I did manage to find a roll of wire, It's the exact same wire where I did something. One of the projects from the pig pen to the cow pasture or something, but I believe it's going to be enough. It looks like to be about almost half a roll of it. So I'm going to try that. I did go get my flagging tape. I got some pink for the ladies, so we'll put a little bit of pink up. And I got some orange. So y'all can get that at Tractor Supply. It's next to nothing. It's like $1.99 a roll, something like that. It's not very much. I used the pink when I put the fence around the middle garden, the electric fence there to keep the dogs and the deer and stuff like that out of it. Y'all, I'm glad. Now I'm ready to get this done. Ready to get this done. Y'all can see me. I'm sweating. I had to go get me a bottle of water here. Lay off the sodas and start drinking some water. But we're almost through with it. The only other thing I got to do is run a drop cord from the shed up here to the fence, probably to the corner back there, and put the electric fence charger. There's a nice pine tree back there. I wish I had another tree. I don't like pine trees that much. They get sap all over everything. But mount the fence charger to the tree, drive some posts in the ground, some ground rods, drive the ground rods in the ground, and just hook up the fence with some little connectors and stuff like that and plug it in, and we should be protected, y'all. We should be good. Hopefully keep these deer out. Like I say, I got the piece of wire here. Hopefully it's enough. That's one of my earlier carriers right there. I just stuck a piece of y'all, I'm having another brain tooth. Rebar. I stuck a piece of rebar in it and just put a piece of wire on either side of it so it could turn. I'm hoping, like I say, it's about half. All we got's half the garden. I'm hoping it's going to be enough to finish it on up, because y'all, I do not feel like going to spend another $69. This has been this aggravating from the start, trying to keep deer out of something. So I'm going to sit here and enjoy my water for a minute, and then I'll get back to it and finish that up. Made it to the end, y'all. All right, let's get some ribbon tied on this fence and then get it hooked up. All right, not certain if y'all can see, but I managed to go all the way around the entire pasture. Started with pink right there and come back up this side with the pink ribbon all the way to right here for the end post. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not, but it is starting to rain. As hot as it is and as sunny as it is. Y'all hear it? So I'm gonna keep working a little bit until it gets too bad. I'm gonna go ahead and run the power and get the wires hooked up and get the electric fence going. What I'm gonna be doing is mounting the electric fence transformer on the tree, mounting a bracket up there with a roof on it to keep the rain off of it. It is waterproof, but I just don't like the sunlight and stuff being on it. I've already went and drove in 2 ground rods. There's one here and one here. They're in the ground about 6.5, 7 feet. You're supposed to use 3 or more of them. I'm gonna try and see how this works. The water table is pretty good up here. The ground stays damp, so hopefully that'll work. If not, I'll drive another ground rod. You put them in the ground. You can put them in the ground about 8 feet and 3 foot apart. Use 3 of them. Like I say, I'm gonna use 2 of them. Y'all, them things are $60-something a piece at Tractor Supply for 1 ground rod. So this is some that I had left over from something else. One hit a root going down, and I tried driving it in, and I got it in the ground about, I'm not certain, maybe about 2 or 3 feet, and I couldn't get it back out for nothing. So I just cut it off, and I had one piece and then another piece from something else. So like I say, I'm gonna go ahead and hook the fence transformer over here on the tree. Hook the ground wires up. The power's already ran up here. I've already ran the drop cord up here, and then I'm gonna hook it to the fence. And I'm done for the day, y'all. It's like 90-something degrees out here now. And the rain went away, and it's humid, and it's done made it sticky, hot, miserable. But I'm determined I'm gonna go ahead and get this finished, because I ain't gonna sit here and drag the video out anymore. I just wanna go ahead and get it done, get this garden protected, get our potatoes protected, and knock this off the list. So y'all see me go off camera. I'm gonna grab the stuff out the gator as I work. I did decide to come over here and go ahead and use this oak tree instead of the pine tree over there. One, it was closer, and I just don't want to mess with pine tree. This is a 60-mile electric fence charger. It's one we have left over that was going around the pasture, and we put a bigger one. So it's been sitting over there up under the shed. Old piece of metal. Keep the rain off of it and the sun off of it a little bit. Show y'all a few things. Y'all, things get expensive. I'm serious. Just this little connector right here that puts the wire on the ground rod is $20 a piece. Just for that one little connector is $20. So that's $40. So you got $60 worth of ground rod, $40 worth of 2 connectors. And then don't even get me started on this high output direct burial wire. It's like $60 for 30 feet of it. So I have 2 different types. I have one here, I'll show you. This one has the wire in it. Y'all see that silver wire in it right there? And then this one is hollow. It's just like tubing that you can run wire in and bury it. So this is like $25, $26 for 50 feet of that. 50 feet of that one. And then this one you can buy it in 15, 30, and 50 foot lengths. This was a 50 foot. I used it on the pasture down there. No, excuse me. I used it on the pig pen down there to bury from one pig pen to the other. And it was like 60-something dollars for the 50 foot. So I'm gonna try to use as little as humanly possible on this. But it looks like, because my transformer's over here at least about 8 foot from the fence. The fence is right there. So it is what it is, y'all. At least I ain't hurting it. I'll be able to use it somewhere else. The only thing is you cut it, and if you don't need that length, you're gonna have to go buy some more. So it's gonna take about 8 feet of it to go from over here to from the transformer over to each ground rod. So let's go ahead and cut this. Y'all hear that snap, then you can just pull the tubing off. See, the tubing will go back on there, like that right there. Then you can just slide it off. So we're gonna probably need, let me see. Y'all, I look like I'm gonna have to undo it because I look like I got two ends. No, that was cut. Huh. Not certain how I did that. Y'all see that? It's missing a big chunk of it right there. And that's where the tubing slid. So what I'm gonna have to do is unwind this. And I ain't certain how that happened. Because it's so far in the roll. Y'all, that's like in the middle of the roll. Goodness gracious. Y'all, we just gonna try to make that work. Cause we're just gonna try to make that work. So what you do right here, I'm just gonna take the wire and bend it. Come over here to the ground one. All right, so that's the ground. Get y'all down here. Hopefully y'all can see in your level. Y'all, I just went ahead and done that because that one was already in the middle of the wire. Y'all can't see my face there. The ground wire's there. Bring y'all up a little bit. Y'all still see the ground rod. So that's enough what we're gonna do. You can try to straighten this stuff a little bit. It's more than we needed, but like I say, there was already a spot in it. Not certain how it got there. So I'm gonna go ahead. The insulation on this stuff is hard as a rock. All right, so that's brought out there. So what you're gonna do is bend that. Bend that like that. Take one of them ground rod clamps. Stick it right there and then tighten it up. Now I will come back by and spray these. Most people don't, but I always come by and spray mine with some almost like the stuff you'd use on batteries to keep batteries from getting corrosion on them, because this will corrode. It's copper and the wire, I believe, is like galvanized or something like that, and you will get oxidation in there and not get a good contact. So I'll come by and spray that down real good with some like, not contact cleaner, but just something that's going to keep it from corroding up. I can't think of the name of it. If I can remember, I'll tell you all about it, but I'll probably forget. All right, y'all see I got a little bit too much, but I'm just gonna make it work like that. So we're gonna come over here, and that's actually a pretty good bit. I won't have to do nothing there except scoot across the ground. And let me turn y'all over here. Alrighty. That'll just have to stay like that. It ain't gonna be, nobody's gonna be over here on this side of the fence over here. And hopefully once the deer get hit a couple times, they'll just stay away from it anyway. All right, so let me run the one for the actual electric fence. I'm just gonna leave that last piece of wire whole, because y'all, if I decide to take this down and move it, I don't want to have to go buy another $60 piece of wire. So I'm just gonna use that whole piece of wire right there, stretch it out, use it for what I need it for, and then be done with it. If I need to use it again, I just pull it up and use it. These little connectors right here are $29 for 6. You get 6 of these for $29. So y'all probably getting the drift. Putting up an electric fence is not cheap. You can buy little clamps to do this too, if you want to go buy the little $50 tool to crimp the clamps. They sell some little clamps that you can slide on the fence and crimp the wire to it. But like I say, the little tool's $50. Get y'all over there and see me. The little tool to crimp them is $50. So I just take these. These do just the job that I need them to do without spending any more money. And like I say, I'll coat these with the same stuff to keep them from oxidizing. Alrighty, that is that. So let's turn it on. And I do have a fence tester, but I didn't bring it with me and I ain't going to get it. I know what's gonna be working. I ain't gonna stick my finger on it to find out. I done been hit by enough electric fences. And y'all will hear it clicking. And this one does tell you it'll be flashing red right here if it's not working right. Y'all hear that? And it's flashing green right there. That little light right there would flash red if it wasn't working. Do have an electric fence hooked up. Got a lot of extra wire right there. I'm not worried about it. It's hooked to the fence. The ground rod's right there, the ground rod there, and the ground rod there. Everything's working good. The only exception down there is y'all can see the storm clouds coming in. It's gonna start raining again. We got a nice little roof over it to keep the rain off of it. And y'all can see all the pretty little pink ribbons and the orange ribbons over on the other side. It's gonna do what it needs to do. The only thing I need to do is come up here and put 3 T-posts in and put a piece of cattle panel across, because that's about 16 foot. It'll be perfect. The garden's closed off. The deer are probably not gonna walk around to the end of it and walk inside of it anyway, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a piece of cattle panel anyway. So y'all see them clouds up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Like I say, I'm hot, I'm tired. I'm gonna go get me something good to drink, sit on the porch under the ceiling fan or in front of a fan, something. Might come back out, might do something easy on a piece of equipment or something. Y'all, I still gotta get our firewood cut. Have not got to that, and now it's done got miserable hot, and I ain't gonna feel like it. So I guess I'm gonna close this video out. So thank y'all for coming along with me. I hope y'all have a great day. God bless. Y'all take care. Y'all come back and see us soon. So as you can see, it's reading nothing now. It's not doing anything. It's just sitting here. The ground wire is attached to the ground. It has a little probe that just sticks down in the ground like that. And then it's reading 0. So let's stick it on the fence and see what we get. It's flashing so quick on the phone, y'all. It's actually reading 10.8.